Good morning, everybody. Um, this is my first attempt at a YouTube video, um, and I thought I'd be kind of fun to um, just do a YouTube video out of what my little project is here. So, um, about 30 years ago, I got let me adjust this over here. I got a TASCAM Porta One. Um, Ever since I started doing my music production stuff and learning about it and making music, um, the I have realized that I had this thing in my attic just wasting away. So I took it out of mothballs. I originally got it from my uncle, and my dad used it for a little bit. And then it's just been in storage for the crap since God knows how long. And I decided to put it to good use. I thought maybe I could use it as a tape loop deck. One of the things I started to realize is that old tech is has a very interesting sound. It's got that very warm analog feel to it. So once I started taking this thing apart. I'm gonna switch over to the other camera so you can see what I'm talking about. I started taking it apart, and as you can see, all the buttons here, all the knobs, and one of the things that I once I fixed the tape deck, which I'll go into a little bit, I hit play and it doesn't play anything out of channel 1. So what I have found out is that at some point the channel was blown. I'm not I can fix electronics, but that's not, I neither had the time nor the patience. I don't know, maybe one day I'll have this. I'm definitely not going to throw it away, but I have the schematic for it, but I don't know, maybe one day I'll give it to Rossman, maybe he can fix it. So I started taking it apart, and what I had realized that whatever was wrong with it is in this printed circuit board here. Probably something having to do with the DBX system, or I don't know. My guess is that let's see if you can see it here somewhere, one of these chips here. My guess is that it was I don't know, being fed to the line was too hot at some point, and then it just failed or not. I mean, none of the capacitors in here look like they say you should replace capacitors when they get old. I've seen raised capacitors before. I didn't see any on here, so I figured it would work, and for the most part, it does. Especially the tape transport system. One of the things that I had to fix in this thing was there was like a spring that was holding the heads into the machine. Not the heads into the machine. 1 second, I'll put this back. If you look at the tape transport system here, anyway, there is, when the heads go up, there's like a spring that puts tension on the head and the cap stand and the roller. It's just made out of plastic, and it just failed. So after messing around with it, I gave it to my dad because he is the I want to say the ghetto engineering guru, and he used some kind of plastic compound to fix it, and it didn't break, which I was surprised, because there's so much tension on that spring, and it didn't break. I wish I could just take this. I know in the there we go. I know in the service manual it says it could stop. It could break off. All right, so this right here, this whole head assembly. I don't know if you could see it, but the whole head assembly is on top of this plastic piece here. Now, if you look, I'm just gonna do it manually. If you look, it goes up when you hit play, okay, and then there's like a tensioner, a tensioner spring. It's very faint. You can barely see it because I can barely see it on the camera. It's basically just the spring putting tension on the head on the entire head assembly. Now this has been a problem. I don't have the original what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have the original service tapes for this machine, so I've had to try and do it by ear to adjust the playhead and the erase head. And because I don't have the original tapes to kind of fix this thing, I thought maybe I was doing something wrong. But no matter what tape that I put in here, nothing would play out of one of the channels. And I realized it wasn't just a line in or a tape out. I realized it wasn't just a line in or a tape out or a line out issue. There was something definitely wrong in the circuitry of this thing. And, I was like, I didn't want to throw it away, so I wanted to get parts for it. So, behold, behold eBay. Yeah, so behold eBay. And as you can see, $90. I really wasn't going to sneeze at that. And, I was just like, if it's not working, it seemed, from the pictures, it looked like it was in pretty rough shape. Given the age, it wasn't brand new. And, if I just, real quick, TASCAM Porta One. These things in working order, this one's not too bad. But they go as high as, I've seen them for like $400. Oh, they must have been all sold. But anyway, by the time you include shipping, and this is $18 shipping, is actually in the U.S. It seems like there's a lot of them in Japan for some reason. I'm trying to find them. I know for a fact that there was, right before Christmas, there was like a whole bunch of them in Japan, and one was actually going for like $420 something. But anyway, so they go for around like $250. By the time you include shipping, you're looking at least maybe $300. This one's $18 shipping. All right, so $250. All right. So I figure I'd get a parts machine. I wasn't gonna pay I was definitely not gonna pay $250 for a machine. Just real quick, let me see what this guy says. No power supply. Oh yeah, that's another thing. They rarely come with the power supplies. in very good condition. Doesn't say if it works or not. I'm assuming it works. If it's not as is, or yep, as is. Comes with adapter. So 250, slight scratch, dirty. All right, and then the battery. Who can use the parts as they are? Okay, so this one's not even working. All right. All right. Well, let's move on. So basically, when it comes to this machine, I bought a parts machine, and what happened was I got that machine off of eBay, and go back to that, and I was like, I need a parts machine. Yeah. All right. So it came, and I opened up the box. I mean, it came from Virginia. It was kind of like an odd, weird name that the guy sent, that the guy had. And that's neither here or there. I thought it was funny though, but anyway. So I opened up the box and I was pleasantly surprised. It was in a lot better shape than mine was. And on top of that, I had to buy a power adapter for mine. But this one actually came with one. Bring it up. And here it is. This is it right here. Now, no crack. If you can take a look at mine. Long time ago, the door in mine cracked. Sad, but stuff doesn't last forever. So this one, being that it is a much better specimen, I thought maybe I was going to use this one for parts, but it's starting to look like this one may be the one I may keep. Now, the door doesn't close. I have a funny feeling about that, but we'll take a look at it in a second. Funny thing is, the serial number on this one is, I don't know if you can see that. See if I can focus that in a little bit. Barely see it. Yeah, it's 3. Oh, flip it over. 37727. All right, mine is 49. It's in the 49s. If you can see it right here. So anyway, so just taking a wild guess. This machine was probably manufactured before, maybe. It's a lot older. I mean, yeah, I would say it's a lot older, and it's in much better shape. So I'm going to start taking it apart. One thing I did do before this video was make sure that the line out, the line levels worked, which was the problem that I had with mine, and I was very happy with that. Very, very happy, because that was the biggest reason why I went to get this parts machine, which, like I said, may not even be a parts machine. It may be the machine that I'm going to use. Just move that a little bit. All right. So let's start with the screws. Hopefully they... Oh, this machine looks like it has never been opened. Yeah. See, that's... And what I also realized about these machines, the plastic is so brittle because of its age, that it tends to crack quite a bit. I've had to epoxy some of the pieces of plastic in this machine, in my old machine anyway, to get screws in. This one looks like it's never been opened. So I'm trying to be gentle. I'm hoping that it doesn't break in the process. Again, if the case is in much better shape, I'm definitely using this one. Oh, before I do that, let's check the battery compartment, because this thing's pretty heavy. Oh, lo and behold. National high top. Nice. I would say nice, but they're not in the very best. Ooh. Yeah, let's get that out of here. So, yep. Rusty old batteries from 30 years ago. Yeah. Wow. Maybe they are from like 1980. Let's get this out of here. Oh, rusty junk. Garbage. Considering the batteries. Oh. That one is in really bad shape. Probably been leaking all over the place. You know, if these were regular alkaline batteries, oh wow. If these were regular alkaline batteries, I would imagine there'd be like white stuff all over the place, but surprisingly, no. There's one kind of stuck in there. I remember as a kid when I was using this thing, it was try and get that out of here. When I was using this thing as a kid, I was like, wow, it's got batteries. It was like a big ass toy, you know. Oh wow, oh, it was stuck to the spring. Like a big ass toy for a kid, you know. Didn't really know what to do with it except record all my antics. And yeah, it's in much better shape. When I take a look at the battery compartment of the old one, it's not bad, but if you take a look at the inside, it's got all this white crap all over it. Anyway, continuing on. Trying to gently take these screws out. Every time I hear a crack, I just feel the world crumble. Just hoping that it's not cracking the stem of the screw post, rather just loosening. So this is a that was hard. This is a makeshift setup. I don't know if I'm gonna do this afterwards. just figured it may be fun to do a YouTube video out of this. My little makeshift studio over here it's not really set up for it. All right. So, let's see what we got. Very nice. Very clean. And I'm very, very surprised. Alright, so it's a tape transport mechanism here. The belts are actually not in bad shape. Yeah. 30-year-old belts, and they still got tension on them. Now, why? That's the big question now. Why isn't the transport system working? Well, let's grab a tape. First thing I want to do is take the transport system out. Okay, so it looks like, just shine a flashlight real quick. If you take a look here, you can see it. And these screws here there's one there, right? There's one here, and one there, and one there. Those are the screws that were taken out. Now, those screws in particular, those are the ones that had a tendency to crack. So I'm going to try and be gentle. Weird thing is, there's these little things here. It's amazing how these old machines were put together. They were actually made to be serviced. It seems like, because just the way they were built. I mean, I watch a lot of Rossman videos and talks about the right to repair stuff, and here I am doing a YouTube video, and I totally get it, man. People need to fix their own shit, if they want to, if they've got the technical know-how or they want to mess with it. Now granted, a lot of things get more complicated as years go on, but there are some things that can be fixed. If you can't do it, you can get somebody who can. So I don't see anything wrong with that, and I think that's it's almost like a fundamental right. So I'm gonna try and take the tape transport mechanism out. Let's see what's going on. So I got a frog in my throat. All right, where the hell is that screw? There we go. Nope. Tape transport system slowly coming out. All right. Okay. Thank you. So here you can see it a little better. Trying to shine a light on it. If you take a look at this thing right here, right under the plain record head, that was broken on mine, and this one's actually, it's intact, surprisingly. All right, continuing on. One things I want to do is real quick is this little piece here. The tape door in mine never worked. It was supposed to have a spring, and it did not. This one, again, like I said, it's in really good shape, so I'm going to try and refit that spring. I don't want it to get any more damaged. I guess the spring, it looks like the spring fell out of the hook. Just take the door. Alright. No cracking, that's a good sign. Not a good sign. Just want to get to the tape transport mechanism in a second. I just want to fix this. Why is there a piece of plastic? But I wonder where that's from. Well, it looks like it's all intact, so. Engage it. Things a hard way here. There we go. Oh, missed it. Now, a little tension. There we go. Screw that baby down. Almost not centered. There we go. Not gonna tie that down too much yet until I get the other one in there. Don't want to break anything. tighten everything down. So you're probably wondering, why is this guy doing YouTube videos with an old beat up old used phone? Well, figured it'd be fun. And now, cool. Now the tape door works correctly. All right, so I plugged this in already. And let me just grab a rando tape over here. This is brand new. Let's not use that tape. I'm going to use that for something else. Just use the one that says old recorded tape on it. All right. Oh, it's engaged. All right. So let's turn it on. She is alive. And let's see what's going on. Why isn't... And let's hit play. See what happens. Oh, the motor is working. Okay. So the motor's working. And even though it is working, I guess there's not enough tension. I do have another belt that I can use. Yeah. Yeah, looks like those belts need that belt needs to be replaced. If that's all that there is on this thing, I think I lucked out quite a bit. So, with that said, yeah, that has like no tension on it. Oops. Switch to another. Oh, crap. Switch to another bit here. There's one here. Leave that one in because you really don't have to take the entire thing. It just slides off. Turn this off before I short something out. And that would be bad. Oh, well, it's got a hook. It doesn't want to disengage. It's glued. All right. So since I'm here, I might as well replace all the belts. This one, goodbye. Now, I got a little baggy O belt over here. Actually, actually didn't buy it off of eBay. I bought it off of Amazon. And it was just an assortment of belts. So it's kind of match it the closest that I can. Okay, so just realized that I went through this whole spiel replacing belts, and I have to put everything back together because you guys didn't see it. So now that the bracket for the capstan is off, I'm going to take the rest of the belt off. I'm going to replace the belts. They are very loose. They don't really provide any grip, especially this main one right here, which does a lot of work for what it is. I do remember mine, when I got it, it looks like it was serviced in the past. It looks like what they did, instead of replacing the belt, I don't know if they were cheap or not, but they took these two screws and they pushed the motor back. So this screw is like right here, okay, and then this one was like somewhere up here or something, and yeah, it was pretty bad, but so also, I already took it out already, but there is a washer. Can't really see it. This right here. It's a tiny washer. You want to be very careful, because it comes right from the capstand. It's all the way at the bottom of the capstand. So when you pull out the capstand from the assembly, what you want to do is make sure that you get a hold of that washer and put it to the side. Alright, and then pull it up, take the rubber out. Done. Put it to the side. Alright. So, one of the things I'm going to do before I continue, take this back apart, what I've realized, I'm just messing around with it off camera, is that the plastic parts are very gummy, and they need to be loosened up a bit. So I'm going to take this assembly apart and just kind of loosen them up a bit. Now I'm using this Deox fader stuff. It's really for faders, and I'm going to use it for that, yes. But it seems to work very well with the other plastic parts. Okay, yeah. So this stuff seems to work very well, not just on faders, but on other plastic parts. So anyway, so what I've realized here is that this is part of what engages the playhead. Let's see if I can turn it manually. And I know it's pretty gummy. It sticks, so I'm gonna try to just get some of that stuff in there to kind of like loosen it a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but there we go. And this little piece right here. Alright, so I can just move it back and forth. This right here engages a playhead, so I'm just kind of moving it up and down because I had already put just a tiny little bit of that oil or that silicone Deox stuff. Put just a little bit more. Now, Again, I don't know if I'm supposed to be using this stuff, but seems to work well. And it's for plastics, so which is good. I don't want to mess around with this too much, but this is really the culprit right here. If I can get this to kind of be pretty loose. If you can see how it's like barely moving. The cool stuff about this stuff is it's so thin, like spray on silicone, that it just goes down everything, and it does loosen stuff quite a bit. I don't want to take it apart. There we go. Don't want to take it apart because honestly I really don't feel the need to. Alright, so that looks like it's good to go. So when you hit the play button, this spins around and engages there, and then when you there you go, and it goes right back. Good to go. Okay, so it's sufficiently lubricated. Maybe not this one so much. Let's take a look at this one. Put a little dab here and a little dab here. I'm wondering, why is there metal here? A little piece of metal just won't go away. Alright. This happens when the playhead's playhead's engaged. Okay. Has something to do with the pausing system. All right. So just making sure that this, it's not gummied up. This one, on the other hand, is. Loosen that up a little bit. I'm not putting a lot, just enough to loosen it up. I don't want too much of this stuff because it everywhere. It does get kind of messy. Tension from that spring should be able to bring it back. Yeah, see, it's too tight. other side. Pretty sure you're all out there like saying, man, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Maybe. I'm doing just enough so that it works. But I wonder if I can move this thing. It's loosening up just a little. Is there not enough tension on that spring? I don't want to be taking this damn thing apart. Oh, hold on a second. What am I doing? About here. Oh, seems to be riding on that piece of metal here. That one's good. It's getting loose. Well, I think it's good enough. I think with the tension of the belt, because the belt goes from here to here, it'll push up against that. If you see, there's a little peg here, and that engages it as well. So even though that doesn't kind of go back on its own, I think we're still good. So onward. Put this back. Actually, just grab a quickly wipe down some of this. And that's why I didn't want to use so much. This shit literally gets everywhere. This is so damn thin. not indexed right. Nope. Let's fix that. There we go. Good to go. Well, that's that one. So it is about this time that I realized the entire time that I've been using, I've been recording without any sound on in my mic. Note to self: check the 48V button on the audio interface before you hit record. Anyway, the bag that I got was from China. The little baggie was from China, and it was one of two. The first one I got actually was from eBay. They were too big, so I did not include those in the link description. The second bag was actually from a seller on Amazon, and they turned out to be just fine. At this point right here, I'm putting in the little washer, that plastic washer, back on the cap stand. So you want to make sure you do that. So the first bag that I got from China, the belts would go around the pulleys. It's an assorted bag of belts, so you just had to find the right size. However, they were too thick. If I would have left them on the if I would have left it that way, it would not. It'd be a bad idea. So I decided not to use them. And you'll see as I go on that I'll open up another bag with belts. But right now, just find the right size of belt. Again, you don't want it too thick, too long. You don't want it too short. Too short, and eventually you're gonna heat up the bearings, then they'll fail. And too long of a belt, and you're gonna wind up having an issue with not having enough traction on a belt. So I found the right belt, put it on there, and realized, see, if you could see the way it is, it's kind of like grabbing. So that belt was too big. They're too thick. So I took the entire bunch and I decided not to use it. Yeah, so basically at this point, got a new bag of belts. These were the ones that I got from Amazon. You can see that they're a little thinner, and found the right one and just slapped it on. Make sure it's indexed properly, and good to go. And take the bracket. At this point, take the bracket, slide it into
into where that screw is, like so. Get that screw in there. One more screw. It's a long one this time. Get that one in there as well. And that should be it. I'm ready to put the, well, make sure everything is all nice and tight. And that should be it. Everything, the transport system is ready to be put back in the housing. And at this point, I plugged everything in just to give it a once over and test it before I put it in. And I noticed that on the the play and record head, right under it on that same plastic piece where mine was, when mine failed, is starting to show signs that it will eventually suffer the same fate. So, again, I guess just things just don't last forever, and plastic, plastic just doesn't hold up very well. I don't understand why they didn't make that out of metal from the factory. Probably a cost-cutting thing. I would imagine when this machine was new, it wasn't the bee's knees of hi-fi. So, given as it may, it's still a nice piece of history. It's a nice machine overall. So, just stick it back in the housing. Just got to be careful with those wires. So what I have noticed that a couple of times when I was putting this thing back together, it's very easy for those wires to get stuck between the screw hole, and then you'd wind up driving the screw right through one of the wires. So you just got to be very careful. One screw. I believe there's 5 screws in total. That's 2. Eventually, I got to get a better camera for this kind of stuff. Something that I've been meaning to do. Maybe the next video. Who knows? So I finally got everything in there and oriented the camera a little bit better. Tie down the last screw. Capstan had no play in it, which was awesome. screw in, actually the last screw. Now when it comes to like cable management, you want to make sure that you take those, I don't know what you call them, but they're like almost like metal ties. You want to make sure you kind of put them back in place. And they're bendable. I mean, it's not, you just bend them back in place. Keep stuff out of the way. And it makes it neater. Even though, if you're really looking at this, it kind of is a Christmas tree, but not bad for 1980s technology. And once everything is buttoned up and good to go, just put it back together. Yeah, once you put the cover back on, make sure all the wires are not in where they're not supposed to be. And you just tie it all down. I did find that the wires are kind of snug. I mean, it'll when you push down on the case, it almost feels like there's something holding it up, but it's really not. It's just there's so many bundles of wires and they're just kind of hanging out. You kind of just have to push it down a little bit. As long as they're not in the way of anything else, you should be fine. In the interest of time, I cut out a lot of just dead air on this one. Just screw in the last two screws. Flip it over and done. And that's basically it on the mechanics of the whole thing. The next video will show me cleaning the pots, or potentiometers, I guess they're called. A lot of the sliders and the faders and the pots just they were scratchy. They just needed some of that deox stuff in it, and it worked great. And of course, at this point, you want to clean the heads. I was using 85% alcohol. You can use 70%. Just don't use a lot. Make sure it's dry once you're done using it. And it's a good idea just to clean everything. That's what I was doing there. Oh, got my Got my Q-tip stuck in the pinch roller there. Yeah, that is 30 years of tape goop. I don't even know if it's goop. It's more of like just dirt from every tape that this machine has ever played. It's kind of gross when you really think about it. Where have those tapes been? So get a nice clean side, clean both of the heads. And good to go.
See what's on this tape.
And now the rest of the video will have sound. Enjoy. Love that grittiness.
Alright, that's enough. That's enough of that. Let's try a different one. This is a regular Type 1 tape, so it's probably going to sound shitty from the get-go. Let's see what's on this one. So it's in better condition. Maybe it's blank. Oh, damn it. This was working before. There we go. Just got to loosen up. Stuff. Look at that. It's my stuff that wasn't working. I've really got to fix this. There we go. Let's see. I'm going to try playing one of my tracks and recording it on this shitty tape. So what I did with the other one was pretty simple. Remove these, remove each one, and then pour some of that and pour some of the detox it down into that screw hole, just enough to loosen them. And it seemed to work out very well. Don't want to put too much. Like I said, this stuff is like silicone based and it gets everywhere. At least like it seems like it does.
try one of my dad's tapes. He always recorded on Type 2 tape, so. Okay, well, later for that. So, I got this in the mail today. Alright, opened it up already. And, voila, new old stock, baby. New old stock. Let's open this thing up. For you unboxing porn junkies. I'm pretty bad at this. There we go. There you go. Very retro. Look at that. I actually bought this tape. It was sort of expensive, to be honest, but it's like $15. But I bought it mainly for the look, to be honest. I figured it would, look real nice. You know what I mean? It still has that, like, retro look to it, And it sounds great because it's Type 2 tape. So, let's record something on it. am going to turn this off. And probably take it apart again off camera. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. And if you like this video, give me a big old thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. And thanks for watching.